When Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia defeated the Italian colonizers at the Battle of Adwa in 1896, was his black queen beside him?
Emperor Menelik didn't had a wife, but he had three beautiful black queen beside him.
Are you sure about that?
Of course, you can do research.
Now, when Shaka Zulu was establishing his Zulu empire in the southern part of Africa, was his black queen beside him?
No, Shaka Zulu wasn't married, but he had a black queen, which was his mom, that gave birth to him. And I think without that black queen, Shaka Zulu wouldn't have been existing.
I mean, I now understand where the black queen power comes from in our black queens. We just cannot mention the greatness of our African empires without talking about the contributions made by our black queens. Yours is,
You can see we have been talking about great kings, how
yeah,
they ruled their kingdom, but we have never like mentioned a lot of things about women. We hardly talk about what our queens did back then. Yes, but today I am here for us to like
this
discuss a lot of things our black queens did. That
back.
still today we like respect each time we hear their name, we like respect them because they did a lot.
That's true.
Yes.
It's not that like we will talk about that here. All
Yeah.
right. So, family, you're welcome to the African People's Business Podcast Show. My name is Nelson, and I'm your host. And there you have your African sister,
Princess Bella.
Good. And you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and any other podcast show you would like to follow this our podcast on. You can go ahead and tune into it. So today we will be talking about the contributions made by our black women since from the ancient times that we are still reaping the benefit from, because we cannot talk about the greatness of our African empires without mentioning our black queens. That is why
Yes.
they are so powerful.
Mhm.
So Princess Bella will be giving us a highlight about that. Now, I think there was a black queen who single-handedly led a resistance against the British. I think the Ghanaians will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, she was Queen Ya Asantewa. Yeah,
Wow, they say,
that's her
and
name. And
yes,
I love her because one, she was fearless. She was courageous. Like she had the heart of a lion.
okay. So just can you just give us a little bit of highlight on Ya and Santewa, please?
Well, Ya Asantewa was from the Shanti Empire. Yes. She
Are
was,
you? Do you mean to like the modern day Ghana, the modern
yes,
day
of
Ghana
course,
Empire?
of course. She was a war leader. She was a warrior. Yes.
Wow.
She fought with the British just to protect the golden stool. And I want to tell you something. Yeah, Asantewa, most of her fights, like she always like encourage women. Like she has some statement, like some quotes she usually say that I shall call upon my fellow women. We shall fight. We shall fight till the last of all, till the last of us stand on the fee.
Wow.
She never
This is
mentioned a man named there. She talk about women because
well.
she
Well, it is great, all right. It is great, and that is why I think this is where our the power that is found in our black queens
of
came
course,
from.
women
Because
are
just
born
like
with natural super. They have power. They have supernatural power that they are born with it.
yeah,
Who can believe that a woman like Ya Asantewa, Queen Ya Asantewa, like she fought. Yes, she was a war leader. Not only that, she was a
so
politician. She was an intellectual. She was a human right
activist.
activist. Can you just imagine all that for one person?
I mean, it is. Please, my black queens, you all need to do your know your history. All right,
Of
know
course.
what your mothers did. All right, know your mothers. Sometimes I even wonder, like, how did even this these outsiders came, and history is telling us that they colonized Africa because we had everything that we needed.
Of
Like
course, we have everything.
even the strength, the I want to even give an example of Emperor Menelik, that they were saying that, well, Africans didn't have weapons. But so how come the Ethiopians defeated the Italians? So you see
Actually,
we had everything.
actually,
But
people out there,
anyway, it's
they
history.
know deep in them that Africa, without Africa, the world is nothing. I don't want to argue this with anyone. I am just telling you, without black Africa, Africans, the world is nothing. Because they will say some certain things that we can't make anything, we can't do this, we can't come up with anything. But still, they still come here and carry our raw material. What's the use? You say something, you say this thing has no use, but you still come
Like
and take their raw
Africans are
material and you go and
poor.
process it. What's that for? If really we don't have anything.
Like they used to say Africans are poor, but we
Which
are
kind of
technically
poor?
rich.
What do you mean by poor? Africa, we are like Africa is rich. I won't argue that with anybody. Like from the way we are dressed, you can see just from the way I am dressed, our culture is the best. Like I mean it. Africa culture is the best. Like we don't have to compare with any other country out there. Yes.
Yeah,
So I will come
we are
back to
having a
our
rich
black
culture.
queens. I will come back to our black queens.
So what after Ya Asantewa, is there any other
Of
black
course,
queen?
there are so many, so many,
Wow.
so many.
Please share a light on that also.
Like we also, I also want to like we also had a queen. She was named Queen Amina.
Queen Amina
Queen Amina of Zaria.
sounds like a Muslim name.
Yes, she was a Hausa.
From which empire?
She was a Hausa from the Hausa city, which is now called North Nigeria.
Okay. Wow, wow. This is so interesting. So what did she do exactly?
I would say the same thing. She was fearless. She was a warrior. She was filled with wisdom. She had power. She had authority. In fact, she had all the things we needed that during that period to stand for Africa. She had all of that. She had all of those quality. One, we all know about cola nut. We call it yeah, bitter cola.
Yes, what is it, the one that Menelik came
Of
in
course,
Africa
yes,
and
bitter cola. Do you know she was the one who introduced bitter cola? She was the one who introduced bitter cola to her people.
you
Like they
see?
never knew anything about that. She was the one who she introduced that this thing is used for this.
That is a great
And
medicine.
still, we are still using those same thing till now. And I want when she was fighting, did they mention the name of her husband or a man? It was women. Women. You can see the power of a woman. Yes. I didn't say the husband was against it or no, but it was a woman something to woman.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I think they will understand what you're trying to say.
Yes.
And I won't even want to mention about the Dahomey Empire. That I think there was even a movie that is focused on that. There was an empire in Benin that was known as the Dahomey, and it was ruled by a woman,
Yes.
the woman king, and
There are a lot of
that is
black
yes.
Africa queens that have ruled.
Yes, that is what the movie The Woman King is based on. Is based on that story. Even though there was a propaganda in that movie because it was based on that Dahomey tribe selling their fellow brothers and sisters in slavery for exchange of, is it gunpowder and stuff.
Yeah.
At times any movie that is produced, well, we might say it is a African historical movie, but it is having a propaganda there.
Yes.
Yeah. So, is there any other African queen too?
Well, as I said, there are a lot of queens. I mean, a lot. There are really a lot. We have another queen, Queen Nancy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
she was also fearless.
she was. I think that Queen Nancy was the mother of Shaka Zulu,
Of
right?
Shaka Zulu, yeah. She was the one, Shaka Zulu was the one who discovered the Shaka Zulu Empire. Yes.
Yes, in today South Africa,
Yes.
that we have the Zulu tribe.
So you can see how powerful we black women we are. We are born with supernatural powers. Since from our ancestors period, we had power. Until today, we still have power.
It is still embedded. Still
Yes.
embedded. That's why there was a time that I've looked at history because I do a lot of research, all right? Because I want to know who my ancestors were, our true history, not this trash that they teach us in school about your African kingdom didn't have anything until they. So I decided to do my own stuff by myself, and I realized that wow, there is a lot of historical achievements that have been
Yes.
achieved by our black queens, but somehow it's not really talked that it's not really
It's not
told
really,
that much.
yes.
Even though there might be some people that have tell the stories, but I think we need to shine more light on that. We need to shine more
You
light
know,
on
in history,
those
like they made us
achievements.
believe that women back then they were just like queens, like they don't do anything. They would just be in the house. They would take care of the house. That was what they made us like. Some of you, that was what they made us understand.
To understand,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
that was not the case. Our black Africa queen back there, they were fighters. They were warriors. Yes, they were really warriors.
So, what are you going to tell your fellow Black African queens all over the world concerning their history?
My fellow black women out there, there's this question I want to ask you. Do you know who you are? Do you know what our ancient queens they achieve? Please, you should try to do research. Yes, you should know who you are. You should know you should know what our African queens back there they achieve. They battle they fought for us. You should know all that.
The power that they are carrying.
Yes, they have power. They have power. They had the heart of a lion. And please, if you are just watching this video, make sure you subscribe. And if you are listening the audio, please follow for more. Especially if you're a black woman, a black woman. We have a lot of things to discuss. Like we have topics that we women we have to discuss on. Yes, there are a lot of things I am going to break up. I'm going to bring about black queens.